Thank you, Gary. So my name is Trevor Salago, and again, tonight my project is titled How One Magnet School Plans to Use Geographic Information Systems to Advertise, Recruit, and Achieve Ethnic and Racial Diversity in its Student Population. This research project focuses on magnet schools. Magnet schools implement program themes to attract students or parents. Some popular themes include STEM, Montessori, and the arts. The holiday logo shows art visuals to convey its theme. The Tucson Unified School District Magnet Program's logo shows its various themes of its 13 magnet schools. The objectives for this project are to support one magnet school with using GIS to target ethnic and racial groups, help optimize advertisement and recruitment locations, and assist the school's goal to achieve or maintain a diverse student population. To understand the importance of diversity, let's take a look at a timeline of events. In 1954, the Brown versus Board of Education concluded racial separation and separate but equal practices were unconstitutional for public schools. In 1974, the Fisher versus Tucson Unified School District began as TUSD did not provide equal educational opportunities to Black students. Again, in 1974, the Mendoza versus Tucson Unified School District followed as TUSD did not provide equal educational opportunities to Latino students. By 1975, the two separate lawsuits against TUSD were combined to become the Fisher-Mendoza versus Tucson Unified School District. For the 1979-1980 academic school year, TUSD implemented magnet schools to desegregate student populations. In 1985, Federal Magnet School Assistance Program was a federal program to help fund magnet schools. In 1986, a for-profit organization called Magnet Schools of America was founded. For a TUSD magnet school to maintain its status and funding, they must show academic success and student population diversity. TUSD refers to magnet schools that achieve or maintain a diverse student population as being integrated. TUSD considers a magnet school integrated on two conditions. One, no ethnic or racial group is to exceed 70% of the school population, and two, no ethnic or racial group is to exceed 15% below or above the TUSD's ethnic or racial group's percentage. In a December 2018 article, Holiday and many other magnet schools did not have integrated student populations. As shown from the TUSD Data Reports website, enrollment data for Holiday Magnet Elementary School and Tucson Unified School District on the 40th day of the 2017-2018 academic school year. The data for the 2017-2018 academic school year is shown in the table below. No ethnic or racial group exceeds 70% for Holiday. However, you can see Holiday's white Anglo population exceeds 15% below the district's percentage. Holiday's African American population is nearing the 15% above the district's percentage. This ultimately means Holiday must increase its white Anglo population and also has room to increase its Native American, Asian American, and multiracial population. For this project, I focused on Holiday Magnet Elementary School from the Tucson Unified School District in Tucson, Arizona. Holiday focuses its magnet theme in visual and performing arts. Holiday is located east of South Tucson and north of the Tucson Marketplace. The school sits at 1110 East 33rd Street, and its nearest main intersection is 36th Street and Park Avenue. I am now going to showcase the methods and the analyses, the results, and provide an overall conclusion to this research project. I began my analysis using the Community Analyst tool version 8.1 from ArcGIS Online. The tool is user-friendly with simply defining your site or sites, determining if you are creating walking or driving service areas, and setting your times for your service areas. Once the service areas are created, you can generate infographics based on population, housing prices, income, and so much more. You can run various other reports. For example, the community profile report details the demographic data of each service area. Ultimately, the tool cannot help me narrow in on the ethnic or racial groups breakdown of the 5 to 9-year-old population. I used the Community Analyst tool workflow to continue the research with ArcGIS Pro and used other creative steps for this research project. The Community Analyst tool's workflow begins with creating a project of defining the site or sites, creating the service areas, and then running reports and analyses on the sites and service areas. With ArcGIS Pro 2.5.0, I prepared the project, used the join tool, used the generate service areas tool, calculated the proportion rate, and calculated the various populations for these analyses. The data I used all came from the United States Census Bureau's website. The demographic data is downloaded in a CSV file format by the American Community Survey. The vector file included the census tracts. The join tool combined the demographic data and the census tracts. I used the Generate Service Areas tool to create the walking and driving service areas to Holiday. The tool begins with inputting the facilities, break values, break units, and travel mode. From there, you can use default values or specify the tool with advanced analysis, custom travel mode, output, and barriers. I created a field to hold the original census tracts area. I clipped the census tracts to the service areas. I created a clipped service area field to hold a new area. I then used the equation below to get the proportion rate. I used the proportion rate with the census tracts demographic data. I solved the total population using the equation from number 1. I solved the census tract 5 to 9-year-old population using the equation from number 2. I solved the census tract by ethnic or racial groups for the 5 to 9-year-old population with the equation from number 3. I then solved the ethnic and racial group percentage using the equation from number 4. For this project, I made a couple of assumptions. The American Community Survey demographic data estimates are the actual population for this project. Magnet schools are not limited on district boundaries, therefore I did not use the TUSD boundary to limit this research. The project also assumes the population is evenly dispersed throughout each census tract. It is also assumed parents or guardians align their ethnic or racial choice for school documentation and the census data. Furthermore, I have also had to assume and align TUSD's ethnic and racial groups to the census data's ethnic and racial groups. For this example, TUSD uses the Native American category, but the census data uses American Indian or Alaskan Native alone. Census data further breaks down populations into being Hispanic or Latino, or not Hispanic or Latino. The following map shows the walking service area. This is important as it shows potential areas of where advertisements can be placed. The demographic data from these service areas also help Holiday determine which ethnic or racial groups it can reach in a walking distance of 15 minutes or less. The table shows the walking service areas, population breakdown, and area size. You can see the Hispanic or Latino group still holds a large percentage of the 5 to 9-year-old population. Notice it is difficult for Holiday to reach any other ethnic or racial group other than the Hispanic or Latino group in the walking service areas. The following map shows the driving service areas. This is important as it shows potential areas where advertisements can be placed and recruitment events can be planned for. The demographic data from these service areas also help Holiday determine which ethnic or racial groups it can reach in a driving distance of 15 minutes or less. The table shows the driving service areas, population breakdown, and area size. You can see the Hispanic or Latino group still hold a large percentage of the 5 to 9-year-old population. As you can also see, the driving service areas are best for reaching the white alone population that Holiday needs. All the other population groups are also accounted for in the driving service areas as opposed to the walking service areas. These are the walking and driving service areas side by side. Notice the driving service area reach a larger portion of the Tucson area compared to the walking service areas. This table shows all the data of the service areas. What is most noticeable in this table is that for the 5 and 10-minute driving service areas, the Hispanic or Latino groups exceed 70% of those service areas, making them not integrated to TUSD standards. In conclusion, the driving service areas reach a larger population and are greater in area size. Holiday can find the white Anglo population best with any of the driving service areas. Holiday can find the Native American population best with any of the walking or driving service areas. Holiday can find the Asian American or multiracial group best with any of the driving service areas. All service areas are similar to Holiday's population breakdown. All service areas have the Hispanic or Latino population with the largest percentages. This workflow could potentially work for other magnet schools to support their goal to maintain or achieve diversity in their student populations. Thank you.